Hi Gemini, hope your new year is well. Creator of all, please bless this water and guide me with messages for the greater good for all, and guide these individuals to me. It is done, it is done, it is done. Okay. So I'm going to do a freestyle reading. See when to come out for the mid-month of January 2018 for Gemini. Okay. So Gemini, it looks like there was something you were working on. It might be a life's work. It might be a relationship, maybe a karmic relationship, something that's meant to teach you a lesson here. But the overhead themes are, there is this fruitful offer, and it involves maybe a home or a marriage. I'm seeing a lot of earth here. So, and we have judgment here with the King of Pentacles. So, there's some information coming in, and you have the Strength card, which is also a Leo card. So there's some sort of information coming in. I don't get a bad feeling about anything. There's this fruitful type offer, but I'm kind of... This feels okay, but this judgment here, right? King of Pentacles behind it. A lot of earth. So I'm going to clarify some of these with this Shadowscape Tarot. Let's clarify the overhead themes. Creative all, can I have clarification for the Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant? Because your overhead themes are Judgment and the Ace of Pentacles, which is good, but I'm a little confused about the Judgment here. Maybe it's on display. Maybe it's, you know, everybody's seeing it. Kind of, it's on social media. And you're involved in this some way. But it doesn't really feel bad, Gemini. Ace of Pentacles. Judgment. Oh, so yeah. We have Judgment, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. So maybe something fell through for you. This Judgment, see, it's too funny. What's 1 in 64,000 that I would... 6,400 that I would pull the same card twice. But, Judgment around this. There's judgment in this love offer. And after that, yeah. So, I'm not feeling it's bad, but I'm feeling that, there's going to be a display of things on social media. And it might not necessarily be bad, but I don't know. I don't get a bad feeling about it. It kind of has to, you're airing out your laundry on Facebook is what this looks like, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Get it over with, you know? Let's see what the runes have to say. I think you're going to be relieved when things are out in the open. It's all around this pentacle, this love offer, this Marriage. This was something. But then it's being aired out. So the runes we have. And Zeus. Communication. Signals, inspiration, enthusiasm, speech, true vision, power of words. Right? So somebody's airing out your shit on Facebook. It doesn't feel that bad. I feel like you're kind of relieved that everything's out in the open now. A journey, vacation, relocation, evolution, change of place, setting, personal rhythm, world rhythm, dance of life. And this one, intelligence, creative skill, ability. So, Gemini, you might be feeling a bit off right now. I just feel relieved that this is coming to air now. It's been like this too long, too stagnant. You might be afraid of the judgment, and the King of Pentacles. So maybe there's an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that's kind of stirring things out, and their dirty laundry gets on Facebook. So maybe that's why you're looking at relocating. But I think you can deal with this. And if this is your mess, I think you're kind of relieved that the game is over. And I have the Moonstone. So it's kind of like maybe your darker side is being exploited, or, you know, your moon sign is kind of your superpower, but is your darker side. So you're kind of, this is kind of being out in the open. Let's see what other messages with the Oracle of Visions has for you. So there's some words. I don't think they're direct to you. I think the ruins explain that pretty well. So there's going to be some sort of communication indirectly to you. 4 cards, just like Sag. And it's kind of stir up the pot, and it's going to make you want to leave, but I think you can deal with it, especially if you were the person doing this. I think there's lessons to be learned here. So don't run away from them. So 41. Right here. This is card 41. Identity, self-analyst, knowing oneself. One's own self is well hidden from one's own self. Of all mines of treasure, one's own is the last to be dug up. So this life lesson is kind of bringing you closer to yourself and kind of the deeper, darker parts of you. I mean, it doesn't hurt that things are coming to light. Things kind of have to come to light to get rid of. This card presents an image of self-examination. The answer to who we are can have multiple answers, and those answers may change with time and circumstances. We wear our various masks to falsely reflect or truthfully portray the myriad versions of what we are or can be. In this scene, we see a reflection of our many selves. Like the Russian dolls below, we are personas within personas, any of which can be the prominent or visible facsimile we choose to outwardly project at any given moment. By deliberate choice or emotional reaction, we reach out and choose from one of the many masks. In this scene, a plain and flamboyant choice is available. Be in truth, there are so many others. The danger is that on some occasions we are not in control. Outside influence can provoke emotional states. It is then at our vulnerable moments that the mask chooses us. So I really think, Gemini, that there's some life lessons here, and you have to own up. And if you don't own up, the life lessons will come back again. There is something very special here on offer that can be salvaged, but it really depends. Are you willing to fess up and own up to what you did? Or are you just going to wear another mask? Because you have so many masks, Gemini. And you are that, like, split personality back and forth. So if you can take your mask off, be vulnerable, be open, and let judgment take its course, and it might be hurtful, but it's what needs to be done for all this to be cleaned out. We have 51. Messages, deadlines, anticipation. Waiting, waiting, waiting. All my life I've been waiting for my life to begin, as if somehow my life was ahead of me and that someday I could arrive to it. Waiting for a message to arrive can bring anxiety, fear, hope, good news or bad news, acceptance or rejection. A ticking clock counts down the time remaining. A young woman has been waiting anxiously and sleeping, and the sleeping dog suggests she has done so for some time. The phone is silent, and the bouquet of roses suggests a previous response was received, but from who? The same sender or someone else? Either way, the anticipated answer finally arrives, but by now the clock indicates that the hour has passed, just in time or too late. The process of waiting for a response isn't merely one of passing the time patiently. The immediacy or tardiness of the response may also provide some insight beyond the message itself. A deadline imposed may be tied to a condition or ultimatum. Is there flexibility, or has the opportunity been lost? So this is communication. I feel like the communication is not completely positive, but it what comes in, it really depends how you deal with it, your outcome. So, I mean, if you know you're on the receiving side of it, I think it's time to own up. Or, I mean, this is very karmic, and it might happen again. Right? The same thing keeps happening. 52. So these are in pattern. 51, 52. Direction, purpose, objectives, taking the first step. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. Purpose and direction, goals and plans for the future. Without these, our lives would be stagnant and have little meaning. Having something to aim for, to achieve, to look forward to, no matter how small, is the difference between a day-to-day existence and living a fuller life. Reading, learning, seeing, experiencing something new, and setting goals is our journey to tomorrow. Even the longest journey starts with one step. Consider the reasons why, the options, the chosen direction, and let your journey begin. So if you are waiting on some sort of communication and you see, I mean, there are signals through social media and whatnot, this is kind of directing you to figure out what you want. You know what's happened. You know the reaction. And you have to figure out what you want. And when you do that, you'll be able to take the first step in that direction. And it could lead to marriage. This is a soulmate. If this is a love reading, this is a soulmate, and I think a lesson was learned here, and there's still potential for things to be fixed, but it looks like with double judgment that things have to play out, and it might be for you to take the first step. And then the last card here is 27. Attraction, magnetism, infatuation. For every man there exists a bait which he cannot resist swallowing. This card portrays a seductive and alluring femme fatale. At some point we have all met her in the guise and gender, possibly not even in a human form, but as a situation placed or an invitation to act. We are attracted irresistibly like moths to a flame. We may even be cognizant on how ill-advised it would be to fall for her charms. Ironically, that superstition of danger may even add to her allure, like some complimentary adornment. Sorry. And casting caution to the wind. Why are they using all these C's? And casting caution to the wind, we are driven and motivated. But attraction alone can be swallowed, a temporary infatuation with little substance. Such an emotion not only lacks duration, but along with brevity, is also fraught with danger and repercussions. But despite it all, we cannot entirely reject her. We look once more, and yes, she is still there, still alluring, still beckoning. So there's been somebody that started to shake up. Somebody started to shake up in your life, and it's gonna kind of play out all on, I'm kind of seeing social media, and you're kind of letting it happen. But I think you're either doing this or this is being done to you, and it feels like it is deserved. I don't think shit's really hitting the fan. They're kind of delving out information bit by bit. But if you are able, I think you can fix things. There's still something very fruitful on offer. So figure out what you want, Gemini. Stop wearing a mask. Take the mask off. Be vulnerable. Figure out what you want. And it's kind of, it's like a chess game, and it's your move. Your move's next. This person is done moving. Deal with your karma. Let it come in. Right? Meditate on it. Meditate on what you've done. Where's the lesson? What did you learn? And then make your move. Whatever it may be. So Gemini, that's all I have for you today. And this is mid-month up to the beginning of January. And yeah, it's your move. Nothing feels that horrible or undeserving, you know what I mean? You're not blowing stuff out of the water, but it's definitely figure out what you want, and then it's your move to make. My information should be below if you want a reading with me and how to do so. Yeah, so see you in February. Take care.